chief in the last 2 decades. Hello and welcome to Justice. I'm Judge Jeanine Pirro. Thanks for being with us. Tonight I want to talk to you about an issue under the radar for years, proving fatal to far too many Americans. There are more than 200 sanctuary cities in the United States where government employees and law enforcement cannot or do not report or share information or hand over illegals to immigration, even if federal authorities say they want them, even if the illegal is a career criminal. The concept of sanctuary cities is wrong. It is fundamentally flawed, and because of this mutinous refusal to follow federal law, you and your family are in real danger. So why? The premise is that this protects illegals from crime, and it fosters good relations between them and law enforcement. The problem? The sanctuary is for the illegal and not the American citizen. I, for one, am sick and tired of this politically correct nonsense. What is correct about allowing a career criminal who should not have been here in the first place to walk the streets? The facts are real. She was 32, walking with her dad along a San Francisco pier. He was a dirtbag, illegal career criminal, 7 felony convictions, 5 deportations under his belt. And Sheriff Ross Mercarimi, pursuant to his city's guidelines, refused to hand him over to the feds and let him walk the streets instead. The illegal took a gun and shot her dead. Before she expired, Catherine Steinle begged her dad, "Help me, help me." But it was too late. Sanctuary cities are safe havens for criminal aliens, not their innocent victims. In fact, Juan Francisco Lopez Sanchez admitted he came to San Francisco because it was a sanctuary. Now, let me make one thing clear. We are, all of us, immigrants. And unless you're a Native American, but most of us came here pursuant to the rules. In fact, the happiest days for me as both a sitting district attorney and judge were when I welcomed newly naturalized citizens who worked hard to get here and pledged their allegiance to America. So what to do? I'll tell you what to do. You enforce the law. If a city refuses to comply with federal warrants, they get no federal money. California gets $40 million a year to house criminal illegals until the feds pick them up. That's our money. And don't give me this have a heart nonsense. Americans are the most charitable, generous people on the face of the earth, and don't you dare ask us to create a zone of lawlessness and ignore the murder of innocent victims so some illegal criminal won't have to go home. Now, in true Washington style, the feds blame the sheriff, and the sheriff blames the mayor, and the White House blames the Republicans.
It's because of the political efforts of Republicans that we have not been able to make the kind of investment that we would like to make in securing our border and keeping our community safe.
Now, the Obama administration can blame anyone they want, but they're the ones who reportedly released 30,000 criminal aliens from our jails onto our streets. It was the Obama administration in 2012, through an illegal executive action, that said illegal teens could stay. And on the heels of that, an influx of 100,000 young people from Central America who were then flown on your dime into your neighborhood. And if I still haven't convinced you the president is enforcing his own sanctuary policy, consider this. The Department of Homeland Security reportedly instructed the California criminal illegals released from jail in 2013 be transferred to San Diego and Riverside counties. Why? Because they're sanctuary cities. Take a listen from the president's own mouth.
Now, our immigration system has been broken for a very long time, and everybody knows it.
I'll tell you what's broken, Mr. President, the hearts of American families who've lost loved ones at the hands of illegals who repeatedly commit crimes that you let walk the streets. Take a look at just a few of the victims' names. And by the way, Mr. President, pray tell, what exactly can we afford? More MS-13 gangbangers? More money for social programs? And don't lie to us, Mr. President. You were the one who closed down the Secure Communities program that allowed locals to share illegal fingerprints with the feds. Might you be creating more zones of lawlessness for us? And now you simply allow the wholesale rejection of federal law by sanctuary cities. And in 2010, your administration openly said cities that refuse to obey immigration laws would not be punished. And by the way, folks, can you imagine what the president would do if sanctuary cities refused to enforce civil rights laws, integration laws? The federal response would be swift, certain, and immediate. Now, for those of you who want to protect illegals and allow them to cooperate with law enforcement, no sanctuary is needed. The law is already in place. It's called a U visa. I used it as district attorney. If you're illegal and you want to report a crime, this visa protects you, allows you and your family sanctuary from deportation. So enough of this benign-sounding sanctuary nonsense that protects illegal criminals. At what point do we say these killings must end? Or are you willing to risk it to protect the criminal illegal? And who would it be okay to lose? Your son? Your mother? Or as Mr. Steinle did last week, his own daughter, Catherine? And that's my open.